Why do my photos look like crap? Have you ever said that before? At the start of my career, I was so frustrated trying to figure out why I couldn't take photos like my favorite photographers. Like, what do they have that I don't have?
Lucky.
I'm gonna break down some of the most important things that completely transform my photography. So the first thing, and yes, this is probably the most cliche topic that's talked amongst photographers, but it's important to know how to tell better stories. I feel like people talk about this subject so generally, so I want to do a bit of a deep dive to give you more actionable steps. So there's a couple different ways that you can learn to tell better stories through your photography. I believe that it all starts with learning your camera angles. I shared a video recently talking about the 8 most important camera angles that every photographer should know. And the reason why it's so important to know these camera angles is because you can dictate a viewer's emotions just based on the camera angles that you use. Each camera angle tells a different story, and if we want our viewers to relate with our images, we need to be thoughtful about the shots that we take. Another storytelling aspect that I completely neglected as a beginner was telling a complete story, like with a beginning, a middle, a climax, and an end. I was often looking for those climax moments when I go into a shoot, but I completely left behind every other aspect that makes up a good story. If we were to write up a story, we wouldn't just write about the climax moment. That would just leave the reader with massive questions like, how did the character get into that position? What's the environment that they're in? And how did it all end? Those are big questions, right? Well, for some reason, I didn't apply these rules when it came to capturing images. It's so much more important to think of your viewer rather than chasing that photo high to capture the best moments. The second thing that I want to talk about for taking better photos is find better talent to photograph. A lot of the time, the separation between a dull image and a moving image is really just the talent in front of the lens. When a company's looking to hire you for work, they're gonna go to your portfolio and look for attractive and engaging images. Those shots are really hard to get unless your subject that you're shooting is really talented at what they do. When thinking about this, I go back to my fashion background. Why is it that we see the most beautiful or unique people on billboards? Well, whether we like it or not, beauty sells. If I had to choose between photographing somebody that leisurely rode dirt bikes on the weekends or somebody that was out there every single day throwing down some crazy tricks, you can bet that I would choose the second person. The best way to find these people is by networking in the fields that you're specializing in, whether that's fashion, sports, or destination weddings. But remember though, finding these types of people doesn't come overnight. It takes a lot of searching, a lot of researching, and a lot of building up your portfolio. I'm mainly searching out these people on Instagram, saying something really basic that they can say no to, but if they say yes, I'm providing them value for their time. This is what my DMs would sound like when I'm reaching out for a collaboration. Hey there, and then insert their name. My name's Jacob Wegler. I'm a power sports photographer based out of, and then you put your city. I really love what you do, and I was wondering if you'd be interested in collaborating on a project. I have a great concept for a project that I would be really happy to talk about if that's something that you're interested in. All of the images are available for you to share across your social media platforms, and I'd be using the photos for my portfolio and social media. I look forward to chatting soon. Jacob. Just to put a wrap on this thought, I can attribute a big turn in my career to this specifically by having better talent in front of my lens. Honestly, I think it made me look as though I was a better photographer than I actually was at the time. But then soon after, I was able to follow up with my editing process and then start creating better photos. If you start to implement these things into your photography, I believe that you'll see a big shift within the work that you do. But if you're looking to level up your editing game, that's a completely different story. But I think you'll like this video where I talk about mastering your editing within just 7 steps. All right, I'll see you over in that video. Peace.